Okay, so this time we will talk about the lists in Grasshopper. So generally you already met with some small examples of list. We will use series to produce the list. If I will take a look how it is looking, in general we see that we have an index and element in the list. In this scenario, generally the index of the element and the element is equal, so we will change that. I will take to start from 5. And generally, we see that those numbers on the left side are never changing because this is indexing. Okay, very similar to the lists are arrays, and but in Grasshopper we are operating mostly on lists, sometimes on trees. But let's go to the lists. If we go for the sets on the ribbon, here we will have all the information about the lists or on all operations which we can make with the lists. Let's take the most simple one. So the length should say to us how many elements we have. From this panel, we already see that we have a 9. The last element is with the index 9, but the indexing is from 0, so the length should be 10. Let's take a look. It is correct. We have 10 elements. Now it would be nice to have the option to take a specific element in the list. This is called list item. The same thing we can find here, list item. Here we are taking the list, index. Let's make a slider and the panel. So the index number 0, 1, 2, and 7. Let's take 7, 12, 7, 12. This is working. If we want to have the last one, it's also a trick to place -1. -1 will give you always the last element in the list. So even if you don't know which one, what is the length of the list, because we could also try to take the length of the list and subtract 1 of this. So this will be 9, and this also is the last. But -1 is doing this trick a little bit faster. Okay, now from the very useful ones, I would go into sequence, and then we have a cool index. This thing is deleting element with a specific index. Let's take a look. Okay, so now we see that let's go from the start. Index number 0 was just deleted. If I will cool index with the 1, it will delete 6. It is. So this is kind of the easy thing. So we are deleting from the list an element with the index which we declare. Next, we will use the cool env item. This thing it's deleting the element with specific every second, let's say, starting from the first one. So we have a cool frequency 2. It means that it will delete every second. If we will go for 3, it will delete every third one. So 5, he will leave. 6, he will leave, then he will delete 7, and so on. And the very useful one, it's the cool pattern. If I will take the list, he will wait for the cool pattern. I will take a look how it is. So in general, if I will go back to the cool env item to the second, and he is waiting for the cool pattern. Now this cool pattern it's a pattern from bool type of objects. So either it is true or false. So I will say that I want to leave 1 and the next one I want to delete. So it make exactly the same as cool and item, but in this scenario I can make a pattern which is more strange. Like if I would like to take 5, then delete 6 and 7, then take 8, then delete 9 and 10. I can do it by saying true, false, false. So he will take true, false, false, true, false, false. So he will take 5, delete 6, 7, take 8, delete 9, 10. What is also quite useful, it's a duplicate data. If we have a data, it can be, let's take from 2 to 4. So we can duplicate the data, which is very intuitive. So this time I duplicate the list twice. If I want to have more of duplication, I can go into 3. So I duplicate data. Okay, so this is all about the basic of the lists.